Hello everyone, Fanta here. You're watching Fantavision, and we're just gonna start off by saying I called it, unfortunately, and I called it when I didn't want to be calling it. So what am I talking about? GameStop's stock has dropped significantly. I mean, it has dropped really hard, especially because their earnings came out just yesterday, and shocking, they didn't meet their target because they never do. I don't remember the last time they have, but if you look at their earnings report, it's just red, 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 because that's GameStop for you. GameStop has not hit their revenue targets forever because GameStop has been completely pointless and irrelevant forever and has been a dying business for the longest time. And I don't know how it's still around. Seriously, that morning, the morning I put the video up discussing GameStop's stock and how I said, if you have GameStop stock, sell it now because it's going to crash. The morning I said to do that, and the morning I said, I hope I'm not in the market when the whole market does, the whole market did. The September sell-off started September 3rd, which was way earlier than I thought it was going to happen. I knew at some point it was going to finally, have a market correction. But unfortunately, I was still in the market when it happened. So all my earnings in one day, quite crazy. As for GameStop, I hope you followed my advice because they are also down and continue to go down because, like I said, their earnings report came out and it is bad. And whenever an earnings report is bad for a stock, what happens? It goes down. So last time we were talking about how it was about $8 almost. It was like $7.90 something. Well, it was $7.35 at the close of September 9th, which is when the earnings came out. Then the earnings came out and it dropped another almost 11%. It dropped 77 cents down to $6.58. Yeah, hope you got your money. Hope you got out. I know quite a few viewers told me that they sold. I'm very happy for you. And I know a couple other people that made quite a bit of money off of what happened with GameStop. They bought in very, very low, and they knew at some point it was going to go back up. Some random investor was going to put a ton of money in it for literally no reason, and then they would sell it, and they'd be out and maybe buy back in later when it goes back down. I might follow their advice and buy back in when it goes down, and I wish I had owned GameStop stock when it was low to sell it at the crazy high value it was before. But yeah, now it's plummeted into the ground. There's no reason to buy it, and you just kind of want to wait until you could short it. I don't quite understand how shorting works still. Like I said, I'm new to all this, but it seems like that is what a lot of people are saying to do now with GameStop stock, and I'm sure a lot of people shorted it when they heard about the earnings report coming up, and they made a lot of money. Now, honestly, that's only a side part of what we're talking about today. We're talking about another thing dropping about 10%, and that is the amount of GameStop stores. GameStop is closing 400 to 450 stores this fiscal year. Now, we're not including the 385 they've dropped already. We're talking about another 400 to 450 stores. They have already closed down all of their stores in many countries in Europe, including Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. They're just closing up shop, country after country, until it's going to be like a United States thing only, and then God knows how long it'll survive after that. I mean, it's just a dying company. When I saw these big investors buying into this company that we've seen lose hundreds of millions constantly, I was completely baffled, and for some reason, a lot of people thought, oh, well, this spike in the market and all these people investing means they're going to turn it around. And I said, that's not going to happen. And what are we hearing now? Another 400 to 450 stores. That is just insane. That's a ton of stores, guys. That's nearly 10% of all of these stores that are still open. And what's going to happen when they keep closing stores, especially with this news coming out? The stock is going to keep going down. Seriously, if you bought this stock low, for the love of God, get out, because it's going to crash back down to where it was before. Just a couple months ago, this was a $4 stock, and then it had that huge spike because of those people buying in. I'm telling you, that spike was artificial, just like a lot of the market right now is artificial. I even talked about how it's a very emotional market right now and how there's only big swings, and that's what we're seeing. And this is what happened. Another 11% drop after earnings. That's huge. That is one of the biggest drops I've seen with GameStop stock after any earnings report. And that's just because of how the market is right now. The market is insane. You can find so many articles about this. I am not an expert. I'm quoting real experts when they are saying this is an incredibly volatile market and you need to be very careful. Now, this isn't just a video warning potential investors or amateur investors, people that are just getting into the market, curious about this company, wanting to jump in or invest into something. This is also kind of a warning to people that work at GameStop. If your GameStop is an underperforming store, you're gonna have to start looking for a new job, because I've been saying that for a very long time now, that if you work there, you should start getting your resume in order. And as we keep seeing these things happen, 388 stores year to date are how many they've been closing already. Tons have been closed during the pandemic, and they closed down a bunch of stores for the pandemic and then never reopened them. And in a lot of cases, if the lease is just running up, they're just not going to renew it unless it's a very highly profitable store. That's another thing to think about. Is your store lease running out soon? That's how my store got shut down. The lease was running out. It was a profitable store, but they wanted to raise the rent on the next lease. And because they wanted to raise the rates, GameStop said, nope, we're not doing that. They cut their losses and got out. I know I know some GameStops are trying to hire new people, and unless you are really struggling for another job or you don't mind having a very temporary one, I don't recommend buying there. I don't recommend investing in it. And just overall, the entire company is dying. Supposedly, they have tried to swing the news in a somewhat positive light even after their terrible earnings call, talking about how, but online sales are up 800%. No, duh. Of course the sales online are going to be going up because people don't want to go to the stores because they're tiny. They're a bunch of used games that people have been touching everywhere, and you don't want to. Why would there be any other reason for their online sales to be up? They haven't improved their website. Like I said in the last video, their website sucks. It hasn't gotten any better. That's not why sales are up. It's just because that's what people are doing right now. More people are shopping online. Even Walmart has higher online sales than ever. I bet if you look at most stores right now, most of their online sales are through the roof compared to before. But that's not something to be proud of. That's just saying, the money that was going to come in over here is now just online. And online sales are not helping GameStop because those are mostly new things. Yeah, you can buy used items online, but you can't do trade-ins, and trade-ins are part of their circle of life. And if they don't have their circle of life, they're dead. So I am still completely baffled as to why anybody would put millions of dollars into this company, especially because when they bought in, it was around the $4-ish to $5 area. It wasn't down to the $2 mark. It wasn't around the $3 mark. And I'm sure if these big investors did sell off before this earnings call happened, they did make money. But, oh my God, I don't understand what this other person was doing from the Chewy company. So there you have it. More news of more stores closing, stocks crashing, and I think that's just what we're gonna keep seeing from GameStop, and you're gonna keep hearing from me about it until it is dead. Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave a like down below, really does help. Subscribe, getting so close to 50K, and comment down below what you think of the future of GameStop, and if you laughed your way to the bank. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys. Today I'm drinking Four Roses Single Barrel. Very delicious. 50% alcohol. If you really want to know what barrel it's from warehouse number SS. That's not a number. Barrel number 32-4B. Exciting. Now you know the exact barrel it came from. It's very delicious. I like it a lot. A lot of people are probably drinking a celebratory whiskey after selling off all of their GameStop stock before it crashed. And man, I know I'm not an expert, but as I've been learning more and more about the stock market, it is the most interesting and terrifying and confusing thing I've ever seen, ever. I mean, there are people that don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're making so much money. And there are lots of other people that don't know what they're doing, and they're losing lots of money. And then there are people that know what they're doing, and even they are just kind of going, I don't know what's going on with the market right now. I don't understand. Why is it going up 10%, going down 11%? I mean, Tesla had the biggest crash in since April. Oh my God. I mean, it has been such a roller coaster watching all of this happen, and I gotta stick by what I said. This is just informed gambling. That's all it is, because you don't know why some days are super down and why some days are super up. September 8th, crashing down to the ground. September 9th, going up, except for GameStop. And I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. After hours, I mean, Apple's recovering, Microsoft is recovering, Amazon is looking good, Tesla's recovering. All these different places are recovering from the recent drop and the recent September sell-off. But I don't know why they're recovering. There's no explanation to anything that's going on right now. And again, I know I'm not an expert, and I'm not trying to pretend I am. I keep stressing that. I am not an expert. If you want an expert opinion, do your research to figure out what's going on. But it is such a fascinating thing to watch. It really is. Just seeing these companies gain and lose billions of dollars over the course of days. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and it just shows how weird and not a great place our economy is right now. It just shows how volatile everything is and how we're most likely in a bubble. And I felt like September 3rd was the pop. I thought it was just going to keep going down. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to pull out of everything I can right now and stay in some other things that I know are going to recover, and just kind of hope it recovers at some point and go along with those. But I was going to stop doing the whole, buy this, wait till the end of the week, sell it, and try to do all these different fancy things, because I could no longer predict what was going on because it just stopped making sense. And when everything was just going up, it seemed like I could kind of predict which stocks were going to do well. Okay, this is going to have an earnings report. It's already predicted to do well. I'm going to get in. I wrote it up. And then the whole market just crashed, and the earning report came out, and it, of course, did well. So it recovered to where it was. So I made nothing. It's just the weirdest, wackiest, wildest thing I've ever seen. And I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of other channels out there that with people that know what's going on. But as a new person, as an outsider looking in, it's just fascinating and terrifying.